Hey, what's going on, sports cards fans? Ray from Philly. It is Thursday, January 5th. Happy New Year. This is my first video of the new year. And what better video to get started on than to talk about goals for this year? And I wanted to just share my personal baseball card goals for 2023. I was just looking at the video for last year for the goals, and I did pretty well, honestly. There's only two or three cards that I didn't get on that list this year, but you can't get everything every year. Sometimes your goals change. You see something else that is part of your same set registry and you get that instead. So that happens. So without further ado, I'm going to start off right now. So here is my baseball card goals for 2023. As you know, I'm in a lot of set registries. I'm doing the 300 Great Baseball Cards of the 20th Century by Mike Payne, a post-war rookie card Hall of Fame set registry. I'm doing player runs. I'm trying to finish up Yastrzemski, and then the next player after that I'll share. Then I do future Hall of Fame set registry. Another set I do is the top 100 cards of the 80s. So on and on and on. So without further ado, I'm going to show my Yastrzemski run. Now, last year I showed on the video that I had pretty much all the cards that I needed for Yastrzemski that I needed. I only had his rookie card 1960, so I needed 61 to 83. I did get 62 to 83. I have one card left, and that's this one here, the 1962 Topps Carl Yastrzemski in a PSA 6 I would prefer, but I have a funny feeling I'm gonna end up with a 5, which as long as it's centered well and the price is okay, um, I'll be okay with that. So it all depends. That's going to be my first big purchase of this year, somewhat big purchase, because a 6 is there. There's a lot of dealers out there asking for over $200. I've seen this go for less than that, so I'm going to be patient and wait for one. There was one that I missed out on from Clean Sweep Auctions a month ago, and a beautifully centered 6 that sold for 180, and that's the one that I really wanted. So I'm looking for somewhere around that price range. So that's the last card that I need for the Carl Yastrzemski PSA Basic Tops run. After I'm done Yastrzemski, I will be working on Willie McCovey PSA Basic Tops run. He has a rookie card of 60, which I have, so I need 61 to 80. So I'm sharing the grades over here with you. And from 75 to 80, I'm looking for PSA 8s. From 70 to 74, PSA 7s. And 63 to 69, collector's grades of PSA 6s. And the 62 is going to be very tough. For some reason, it's a high number and it's condition sensitive. So I'm looking for a 5 in the 62 and his second year card in 1961. I will definitely finish this. Once I get the 61 Yastrzemski this month in January, February is when I'll be starting McCovey. Hopefully, I'll have that done by the summer in June. So now moving on to the post-war rookie Hall of Fame set registry. I'm only looking for two cards in this year's set. Last year, I picked up the Gil Hodges rookie, which I was thrilled. There was other rookies that were added to the set last year that I couldn't get, but this year I'm hoping to get them, and that is one of them is the 1997 Ultra David Ortiz rookie in a PSA 8 or 9. The 9s, they're asking $400 for them, but I'm going to be patient and not go for a buy it now and wait for an auction or a best offer. I've seen people buy this card for $250 and a 9. I'm not willing to go $400 on this card in a 9, so I'm going to be patient. If it takes a while, it takes a while. I'm going to try and get the best price for this in a 9. If several months go by and I can't find a good price in a 9, then I'll settle maybe for an 8. But my goal is to get a PSA 9 in the Ortiz rookie. And then the other post-war rookie card I'm looking for is the 52 Topps Mini Minoso in a PSA 1 or 2. Before he went in the Hall of Fame a couple years ago, I could have got this card in a 4 or 5. A 4 or 5 now it's going for high hundreds, almost a comma card. So I'm going to get a low grade and maybe find a raw version of this and submit it to be graded. And then my big set, the 300 Great Baseball Cards of the 20th Century by Mike Payne. I want to get 6 cards for the set this year. One of the cards that was on my goals last year I didn't get, and that is my number one objective this year is to get that card. But we're going to start off with the 48 Bowman Phil Rizzuto rookie in a PSA 2 or 3 or 4. If I see a nice price in a 4, I will jump on it. I don't want to go crazy on something like this. Um, a 4 might go for $300 to $400, but if I could find one for cheaper than that, I'll get a 4. But I'll probably end up settling for a nicely centered 3. Next up is the 1950 Bowman Yogi Berra card, anywhere between a PSA 2 to a PSA 4. Nice looking card. The 51 Bowman Ted Williams. Last year on my goals, I had the 50 Bowman Ted Williams, which I did pick up. So you might be saying, well, didn't you have this card on your goals last year? They look identical. It's the same picture. It's just a bigger card for 51. But both of those cards are in the 300 goals set by Mike Payne. Last year I did get the 50 Bowman. So now this year I'm trying for the 51, anywhere between a grade of 2 to a 4 PSA. Next up is the 58 Topps Roger Maris rookie. I definitely would love to get this card this year between the grades of a 3 to a 5. I'll probably settle for a 4, which is fine. This card I'm working on right now. I'm working on a deal with my LCS owner on getting the 1948 Swell Sports Thrills Babe Ruth card number 12, anywhere between a 1 to a 4. My suggestion is when you get to graded vintage cards like this that are getting much older now, if you know someone that you can trust that you can buy the card raw, which I do trust my LCS owner. I've bought many of cards in my 300 set raw from him and then just submitted it to PSA. Now that PSA is back in business and getting cards back very quickly, I haven't done that in the past 2 years because of the pandemic and PSA was shut down. But before 2000, I was doing that quite frequently, a few times a year, buying the card raw. So I most likely will get this card raw from my LCS owner and submit it, but definitely will be picking this up this year. And this one as well from my LCS, the 1959 Fleer Ted Williams. Ted signs for 1959. This is this is a set. There's a whole bunch of cards. It's like 68, 70, maybe 70 cards for this set. And it's all Ted Williams cards. And it's not just baseball cards. It's like Ted fishing, Ted hunting, all this and that, everything that Ted Williams does. And this one card, this is very rare that it comes up. And it doesn't come up frequently. But I am working on getting this as well from my LCS owner. And that's the 59 Fleer Ted Williams. Ted signs for 59. And last but not least, this was my card on my goals last year. I ended up getting the Campanella rookie instead at the National, but this is my number one card that I absolutely will be getting this year in the middle of the summer, in July. I have funds already that I'm saving for from now till then. I would love to get this anywhere between the 2 and a 4. I don't want a 2. I really am trying for a 3 or a 4. Um, I've seen threes right now. People are asking $1,000 to $1,200 for threes, but that's overpriced. I've looked at VCP, and only one time in the past several months has a PSA 3 sold for $1,000 or more. Most of the time, it's been selling between $800 and $900. So if I can get a 3 for around that price, a centered 3, that's the card for me this year. That was without a doubt 100% certain that I will be getting this card this year. Okay, next up is the top 100 cards of the 80s by Mike Payne. This used to be the top 80 of the 80s. He extended it to 100. And this is a fun set to do. It's not really expensive. A lot of these cards aren't. Some of them are if you get like 10s or anything like that. But I'm going to pick up a few for that set this year. And that's the 81 Topps Joe Charbonneau, anywhere between a PSA 7 and a 9. Love the 81 set. That was my second year collecting cards. I started in 1980. 1985 Fleer Kirby Puckett, rookie card in a PSA 8 or 9. Preferably, I will end up with a 9. 1985 Topps Eric Davis in a PSA 9. 1988 Topps Tom Glavine rookie in a 10. This is a very affordable card. You can get for well under $100 in a Gem Mint 10. I would say somewhere around the $50, $60 range. If there are all auctions out there asking higher than that, but if you get this in a, and I'm sorry, all buy it nows are for close to $100, but auctions are selling for a lot less than that for this card in a 10. Definitely, I wouldn't spend $100 on this. I'm probably going to get this in an auction for 50, $60. And last but not least, the 1989 Donners, the rookies, Ken Griffey Jr. Now I have his other 89 Donners, the purple card in a 9. So I'm looking to pick this one up for the top 100 of the 80s to 89 Donners, the rookies, Ken Griffey Jr. in a 9. Now, for my future Hall of Fame PSA set registry of players that are in this set that PSA members voted on who they felt had really good shots of getting into the Hall of Fame. And first up, without a doubt, this guy's getting in the Hall of Fame. And this is the 2000 Topps Chrome traded Miguel Cabrera in a PSA 9. If he does get in, which he will get in, this will be taken out of the future Hall of Fame set registry and will be the card to be in the post-war rookie Hall of Fame set registry. Now, 2023 will be his last year. So 2029 will be his first year of eligibility, and that's a lock that he'll get in 29. This is a card that I definitely has been on my radar for a few years now, and that's the 1995 Bowman's Best Andrew Jones rookie. It is in the future Hall of Fame set registry. He is going into, I think, his 6th year on the ballot, and he's climbing every year. So even if he doesn't get in on the BBWAA ballot, he will definitely get in on the Veterans Committee. But I'm looking for this card in a 10. A lot of auctions, they're asking for $400. That's overpriced. I'm sorry, a lot of buy it nows. They're looking for $400. That's overpriced in a PSA 10. I'm going to be looking for this card sometime in springtime in an auction style that I can get this in a 10 for much, much less than $400. I've seen auctions for this card go for a little over 200. And last but not least, another player that's in his 10th and final year of the ballot, the 1992 Fleer Update Jeff Kent rookie in a PSA 10. This card has been selling for quite a few bucks lately in a 10. I've seen it go for $400 in a 10. I think that's way overpriced right now. I don't think he's going to make it on the BBWAA ballot this year. This is his 10th and final year, but I think he'll be similar to McGriff, where the first year he gets on the Veterans Committee, he will get in. So I'm hoping to pick this card up this year. And that is it. So there you have it. There's my goals for this year. I hope you guys had fun with that. I wish you made all your goals this year. We all do. It's just a lot of fun, and you compare it to last year at the end of the year of what you did, and I did fairly well with my goals for last year. I got about 70 to 80% of my goals achieved for last year. So, um, as each year goes by with that 300 set, last year I think I picked up about 10 or 11 cards. This year my goal is to only get about 6 because now they're getting more and more expensive because I'm getting older cards now. Um, but that's why I'm hoping that my LCS owner can help me with that this year and getting a lot of the cards raw. A couple years ago in 18 and 19, I did pick up quite a few cards from him. Even in the post-war rookie Hall of Fame set registry, I bought a raw Richie Ashburn rookie 49 Bowman for like $250, and I got it graded. Came back a 5, and it's worth $900. So now that PSA is back in business, I am going to be doing a lot of raw buying this year or in the next couple years with vintage cards and getting them submitted. It's a lot cheaper that way, but I only recommend buying them raw if you can trust the person that you're buying them from, that you know it's authentic. And that's it. So there you have it. There are my goals for this year. I appreciate all your likes and comments, guys. Thanks for tuning in. I will see you tomorrow night, Friday night. Like I always say, have fun with it. See you real soon.